Good morning, everyone. My name is Beatrice from SMA 1 IPA A, and today I will be discussing about atomic model. So here's the structure of atomic model. In the center, we have proton and neutron, which is nucleus, the central core. Proton is the positive charge carrier, and neutron is the zero charge particle. And an electron is the negatively charged particle. So let's now orbits. Orbits represents an energy level which acts as pathway for electrons to spin around the nucleus. While orbital is a region around the nucleus which has the highest probability for an electron to exist. Orbits is this one, and orbital is this one. Okay, let us next move into the brief history of the discovery of atomic model. So for the first person, we have Democritus, which he said that atom is a tiny, indivisible particle called tomos. And for the second person, we have John Dalton. He said that atom is a solid block of indestructible positive sphere. So for third person, we have Joseph John Thomson. Joseph John Thomson is the person behind the discovery of electron using the cathode ray tube experiment. He said that atom is like a plum pudding where the bread is the positively charged sphere while the raisins are like the electrons embedded on the sphere. the fourth person, we have Ernest Rutherford. And Ernest Rutherford is the person behind the discovery of proton, discovery of nucleus. Also, he discovered that atom is mostly empty space. He used the gold foil experiment or alpha scattering experiment. He said that atom is mostly empty space with a nucleus at the center made of positively charged particles called protons with electrons surrounding the nucleus. So for the next person, we have Niels Bohr. Niels Bohr is the person behind the discovery of energy levels called orbits. Quanta shells. And planetary model. Next, we discuss about conditions of electrons. We have two conditions of electrons. First, we have the ground state, in which the electron is at their original energy level. Second, we have the excited state, in which happens when an electron jumps to a higher energy level after receiving external energy. Next, let us move on to next page. We have the Bohr's model. Bohr's model, each shell is labeled as K, L, M, N, O, P, and Q. You have the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. So the first shell can only hold up to 2 electrons. Second shell can hold up only for 8 electrons. The third one can only hold up to 18 electrons. The fourth one, 32 electrons. Same goes for the fifth one. And for the sixth one, back to 18 electrons. And last one can only hold up for 8 electrons. So let us move on to the examples. First, show the Bohr's model of Ca20. So 20 is the number of protons, the same also goes for the electrons. So the electrons are 20. So let us draw 2 electrons for the first shell, 8 electrons for the second shell, 8 electrons for the third shell, and 2 electrons for the fourth shell. The valence electron is the electron in the most outer shell, which is 2 for calcium. So the valence electron for C820 is 2. Move on. The second example is show the Bohr's model of B53. So let's draw 2 electrons for the first shell, 8 electrons for second shell, third electrons, 18 shell, 18 electrons, fourth shell, 32, fifth shell, 18 electrons, and last 5 electrons. Second, third, fourth, 5, 6. So we have 6 shells. Valence electron is in the most outer shell, so the valence electron in this is 5. So next, this is the continuation of brief history of discovery of atomic model. James Chadwick. James Chadwick is the person behind the discovery of neutron from beryllium atom using the cathode ray tube. Subshells or sublevels refers to the shape of orbitals in which the electrons are found. So here we have 4 sublevels. First sublevels S, P, D, F. First sublevels contains 2 electrons, second is 6 electrons, the third one is 10 electrons, and the last one is 14 electrons. Orbital, we have 4 orbital. The box represents the orbital and the arrow represents the electrons. So in the first orbital, we have 2 electrons, and if we have 3 orbital, we have 6 electrons inside it, and if we have 5 orbital, we have 10 electrons, and last one, if we have 7 orbital, we have 14 electrons inside it. Energy levels, we have K, L, M, N, O, P, Q. K contains 1s, L is 2s and 2p, M has 3s, 3p, and 3d, N has 4s, 4p, 4d, and 4f, O has 5s, 5p, 5d, and 5f, P has 6s, 6p, and 6d, Q has 7s and 7p. Mnemonic device. Mnemonic device has S, S, PS, PS, DPS, DPS, FDPS, and FDP. Electronic configuration. Electronic configuration is a way of distributing the electrons among the orbitals. For example, we have Ca20. So let us do it together. 1s1, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. This is the number of electrons that we are distributing here. We have 3s2, 3p6, and 4s2. To get the valence electron, we must pick the most outer shell, which is 4, and add the 2 here. So valence electrons of calcium is 2. Next, we have chlorine 17. So let us do it. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, and 3p5. To get the valence electrons, pick the most outer shell, 3 here, and then sum up this and this. So we have 7. That's all for today's lessons. Thank you and see you tomorrow.